Alright, hello and welcome everybody to another championship edition of the Rasmussen Memorial Cup, 15th week of the regular season. We're going to see the Dallas Cowboys against Minnesota Vikings. This game will be closely watched, and by closely watched, I mean he'll ask me what happened with it later by the Chicago Bears and Glenn O'Reilly of that team, since he is currently deadlocked at 7-5 with them. A win for the Cowboys is a win for Chicago. But it's also a win for the Cowboys. Probably. The Vikings are a tricky team, and if you've never played this game before, they can prove difficult. So we'll see how difficult they prove. You can see they do love the trick plays. And if you unlock the code on their trick plays, which is not hard, then you shall defeat them. Oh, tried the old wide receiver reverse, which is one of their most hilarious plays. But it gains extra hilarity when it works on the player and goes for like 60 yards. Up the gut with Roger Craig, formerly of the San Francisco 49ers. In the twilight of his career. I think he would retire after this year. And Rich Gannon facing a long 3rd and 14. An aimless pass rush pursuit ends in enough pressure to make him throw a bad pass, and we're going to see a punt to the Cowboys and that high-powered offense. They're coming off a big win. Oh, and a punt block right there will give the Cowboys some outstanding field position that I'm sure they'll blow somehow. I'm just kidding. They actually have played pretty good this year, except when the Falcons kicked their ass. That was unfortunate. Touchdown. Fun fact, San Francisco 49ers just beat the Falcons and clinched their division. So maybe you'll be seeing them in the NFC Championship game. We have some pretty dominant teams. The San Francisco 49ers have done pretty well. The Cowboys, you saw how they shut down the Philadelphia Eagles, which is not that hard, but they did, okay? I mean, it was nothing next to that game that's almost unmentionable. The 58-0 slaughtering of the Broncos at the hands of the San Diego Chargers. That game was not for the faint of heart. I'm sorry I had to call it. I digressed into talking about things that were unrelated to this game as much as I could. Nice hack by Tony Tolbert, takes him back to the 1-yard line. For one of these games, I'm just going to start commenting on all the other teams in the league. That's a very pro wrestling approach. Back in the 90s, when I used to watch a lot of the Alright, but still. That still shouldn't have happened. Back in the 90s, when WCW was red hot, they would play a lot. You know, the announcers would just go ahead and talk about like other wrestlers who were in the main event instead of the match that was going on at that time, which was always, I mean, it's kind of fucked up, wrestling the match, and our announcers don't even give a shit about your match. Like, so Hogan's gonna be out tonight, and he's gonna talk for 10 minutes straight in the center of the ring. So stay tuned, folks. There's also a match going. Oh, it's over. Oops. Oh, jeez. The skill of not running into the blockers. Although he did very well with it earlier in the game, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Now it's almost like they've hit a drunken stupor. Which brings me to another topic unrelated to the game. The Stupor Bowl. Will we do it? The two teams with the worst record, will we have them match up?
Ready, set.
And how elaborate will we get about it? I mean, am I going to basically use the Pro Bowl selection tool to put the worst players on the teams that they use? That would be pretty funny, wouldn't it? What do you think about that? The worst of the NFC against the worst of the AFC with the two worst players in the Stupor Bowl. Or would that be considered hazing? Because I don't want to go to jail or anything. Imagine that. Imagine that article, huh? Some guy tries to take their own life because they were included in the Stupor Bowl. Oh, I know. It was regrettable because you had an open guy.
Ready, 24.
At least you're not like the Daily Show. The Daily Show, who's pretty good. He's actually got a better record than you do. He's 9-3. If he accidentally cycles past his guy, he will go. Oh wow, nice. He'll go completely spastic. Like if he accidentally cycles one past the dude, he'll be like, ah! And he'll just keep hitting the button, never even getting close to the guy he wants. And then he'll either get sacked or he'll throw it to a covered guy and get intercepted. It's amazing. Oh, jeez Louise. I can't wait till that costs you a game. I can't wait till you get to the Super Bowl and you lose by 1 point because of that. Wouldn't that be? I mean, Shakespeare couldn't have wrote it better. Now that's pathos. Oh, jeez Louise. Yeah, well, that's why. Oh, jeez Louise. Okay, well, apparently the Cowboys aren't going to lose this game by order of the computer. Yeah, well, the reason why you got so far is your kicker didn't do very well at tackling the dude. Surprisingly enough, the person you control, who is the kicker in that case, plays a outsized role in whether he gets a 50-yard return or a few yards. Damn! Michael Irvin once again with a stupidly long pass. You know, he's the #1 receiver in the league right now. You throw to him so much. Probably Kelvin Martin has never received a pass. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Yeah. Called play. Called play, folks. That's the one, advantage you really enjoy when you play someone is what to defend against, you know. Smith is fast as hell. He's not the greatest receiver, but he's fast as hell. Aikman's a good quarterback. He's got Michael Irvin. He's got Jay Novacek. It's really hard to know what to defend against, you know.
Blue 48. Blue 48. Hut. Hut.
Oh, there goes Emmitt Smith. 4th and 9. And the sensible thing is done. Which I would expect out of Red Skeleton. I would not expect out of most other people who have far worse records than him. I'm sure we got it on tape when the Eagles have gone for it on 4th and like 15 from their own 20. Handed yesterday, really? Yeah, the Eagles. Did he do that? Okay. And I mean, he used to make like a habit of it against the computer. Like every time he's like, I'm not gonna punt. I'm not gonna punt. And like he did it twice against them, and both times ended in a score for the other team. Like a touchdown. It's like, maybe that's not the best strategy. Maybe your I'm not gonna punt outlook on life needs a change. Change would do most people good, especially vis-a-vis punting. Man, you've got them pretty much. They can't not get a safety if they're tackled. Look at that. They're actually, the goal line is the line of scrimmage, and they're gonna go for that. Oh, I was gonna see if it's a safety. Nice. That's why people shouldn't lose to the Vikings. Do you remember the Bears lost to the Vikings? Accidental onside kick plus flea flicker? No? Yeah, he had just tied the game up. It was like 10-10 or 7-7, something like that. And there was like a minute left. And so they were gonna go to overtime. So he's not open. He's gonna catch it anyway because he's Jay Novacek. Fine, whatever. So anyway, there was like a minute left in the game, and he'd scored, and it was 7-7. He was probably gonna go to overtime. He's like, he says to me, "Should I kick it away?" I was like, "Well, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you?" And then so he goes to try to kick it full red, which of course ends up in the weakest onside kick possible. They get it, okay? And they tackle him. They're at like the 40-yard line. And they run a flea flicker. And yeah, they pass it to Chris Carter for the touchdown, and that's the end of the game. Oh, Bull Moose Johnson gets Bull Moose no yards off that one. 4 negative yards. Bullshit yards.
Ready, set, hut.
Be like I worked in a Teddy Roosevelt reference there. I'm pretty proud of that. Bull Moose Johnson from the Bull Moose Party. calls a timeout there. Yeah, you might want to kick the FG, or maybe you could go for it for sure. 4 yards. Up to you. He's definitely scramble with the quarterback. I'm always telling everybody that, but nobody wants to do it. Yeah, well. Except G-Town there. He started scrambling with Young, and he's seen big results. Yes, the blimp. And. Cossack's injury, the clown. Bam! Ouch. The clown, he really sacrifices his body for the enjoyment of all. Hell of a red letter passing day so far. And also red letter rushing day, but in the opposite sense. The defense has really limited the Vikings. Of course, I would be the one to say the offense of the Vikings has limited the Vikings. Because their playbook is stupid. I mean, you want to talk about being prone to having people get safeties on you. When you have ridiculous trick plays, that's generally what's going to happen. Nobody's really open, but he's going to... Yeah. Well, he definitely had that coming. Wow, that's took a lot of pepper to take him down. That's why the scramble, just so you know. You don't have anybody open. You can usually get 4, 5, 6 yards every time you scramble. Terry Allen on the run. Oh, it's a good thing he got caught there. Otherwise, he would have been sailing into the end zone. Oof! And there's no hope on that one. And I saw the quarterback drop back, so there was a good chance they were going to go for the flea flicker. And that's one thing. If I'm in there and in there real good, sometimes I will kind of sit back to see if the ball is going to get to the quarterback and cause something like that to happen. And they fumble it. You lose 9 yards. But they did pick it up, and they'll have a chance to punt it. Yeah, sometimes if you can infiltrate back there, you can guarantee a sack. Almost nice. Usually the top outside linebacker is better because there's that additional blocker for the bottom. Holy crap, yeah, you gotta run that out. That sucks. So there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. As this game continues on. And it looks like Cowboys got it in hand, but they could get safety here, which would be embarrassing for everybody involved. Whoa! Lets the pressure have him throw to the covered man. He was scared, you could tell, folks. And I don't blame him. Irvin's covered. Again, he had 2 open guys, but he went ahead and threw it to the covered dude. What's going on here with Red Skeleton? Is he getting, like, shit play-itis here? I guess so. Well, what are you going to do when it's no holds barred? Oh, Harper actually catches a pass, which you don't see a lot because it's mostly going to Michael Irvin. Whether he's in triple coverage or not, folks. Some things are just not done. So 1st and 10, a lot more comfortable. Hopefully. Red Skeleton now will breathe a little bit easier. And not make those mistakes in the fundamentals. You know, that you would learn from our 6 series training videos. 6 training videos with 6 whatever. Okay, look. I'm trying to make a joke there, but I didn't get it. To the 20, the 15, the 10. Oh. No zigzaggery, yeah. After 70 yards, yeah, I guess he has 150 yards. Probably, right? Oh, he gets the play in right before the end of the quarter. And they are at the 9 or 10 yard line. And that's not going to get it. Injury? No. Yeah, I was remarking that nobody has really had an injury to one of their big timers, you know? We haven't seen an injury to, say, any quarterbacks or any running backs. We've seen a few wide receivers get injured this season for our mathletes here. But You know, you haven't seen Aikman or Emmitt Smith go down. Marion Butts, I'm surprised, hasn't had an injury yet. Could be saving it for the playoffs. Over to center, Jay Novacek. Jay Novacek gonna run for a touchdown. Nicely done by the boys and the girls. And Troy Aikman, before all those concussions, really could throw a football when he was paid a lot of money to do so. 25 to zilch. And the Bears have got to be happy with how this game is going. And they would be if they were actually watching it. But when I tell them about it later, chances are a smile will broaden their face. No, because he's got his own division to go for. He's like tied for first with the Giants. Oh, and that was the worst idea for. Whoa, no, okay, all right. I stand corrected. If you'd have just kept running, you would have grabbed him. You know that, right? Like on both times. On both times you had him. If you just kept running. Okay, so yeah, the first dive tackle was ill-advised. The second was probably more ill-advised. But they were both ill-advised. And I'm really using only an approximation to say which one was more ill-advised. It's hard to measure ill-advisement. However, you can measure ill communication, as seen with the Beastie Boys album in the 80s. Oof. Yeah, I love it when I'm so far in there. Ew. When I'm so far into that reverse is that I can just wait for the guy to arc around till he's at his like greatest point of loss. So yeah, these guys and the Cardinals have just like stupid playbooks. Oh! Anthony Carter, who I wanted to call Aaron Carter there, who doesn't play football but was a member of the Backstreet Boys. Which, if you think about it, was probably a better move. I mean, you'll play football and have a horrific chance of getting injured, and probably only play for 3 years before you have to hang it up. Or you could be in the Backstreet Boys, and I mean, they probably made a lot more money over there, like, I don't know, what, 2, 3, 4 year run? So, I mean, if I had a choice between being Anthony Carter or Aaron Carter, yeah, Aaron Carter, I mean, all the way. And I think you'd be stupid to say anything else. Or you would have been me in high school. No shutout there. Is that Aaron Carter? Or Anthony Carter? Yeah, Anthony Carter. Who still, like I said, not better than Aaron Carter. And I'm sure if you ask Anthony Carter the same question, he'd give you the same answer. Who? Yeah. No, I really noticed his defense when they got scored on there. That was when they did it really shone through for me. Well, in any case, the onside kick is not recovered, and whether he's open or not. That was rancid. Not the group. So anyway, yeah. So more on Aaron Carter here, folks. Yeah, he is. He's so open he could have got lonely. And maybe he is a very lonely man. I don't know. I mean, these are questions not for me to ponder. He's still alive anyway, which gives him an ups on a few guys in this game. Is that true? Daryl Johnston, really? Moose Johnston got the... Okay. You just hate... You hate Alvin Harper. Why do you hate Alvin Harper? What did he ever do to you? That dick. Alvin Harper. I'll never forgive him. He's never touching pigskin. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, not very sportsmanlike, but then again, from the guy who... And the Dallas Cowboys win a big one, and it's big for them, and it's big for the Bears. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here, how it all breaks down. The ramification. Wait a second, do we have other games right there? Yeah, let's go ahead and just skip these two. And New Orleans doesn't really want to play, so I hate the both of you. Anyway, New Orleans Saints beat the Rams in a game that I really don't care about. Giants versus India. Well, he didn't really drop out as much as he's. I want to get through this season in the next couple of days here. Giants against the Colts. The Giants beat the Colts, which is not really an achievement. It's not good for the NFC East, though, as far as the contenders here. Philadelphia's going to play Buffalo, and what I'm sure is it will be a game that I don't want to watch. So the boys and the Giants pull away from the Philadelphia Eagles, who once upon a time were in first place. But we've turned a page on that story. And the Eagles are one hurting unit. And that puts the Chicago Bears, if they can capitalize and beat the much vaunted Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which I'm kidding, they suck, they have a real good chance of taking this one home to mommy. Oh well, I hope everybody enjoyed watching that game as much as I enjoyed. I hope everybody enjoyed watching the game. And I'll see you later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.